All right. Warning. We are a few guys who have some words that some people might not like about some things. We're pretty biased toward things we like. Um, if you don't like it, we don't really care, but we like to hear what you got to say about it. So leave us a comment if you want to know. Um, Either way, like I said, there could be some possible spoilers and some things in here. If you haven't seen anything or played anything from it, you'll get the gist. Let's get started. My name's Jordan. We got Ridge
What's going on, everybody?
and we got Caleb.
What's up?
And we are, like I said, we are far side of the pod, and let's get this shit started, why don't we? So, Ridge, go ahead and tell us what great news we got about Superman and what it has done for a great community.
To kick off the show today, we got a little bit of positive news. Guys, the Google searches have come in here recently, and apparently there is the searches for dog adoptions has gone up 500% since the release of Superman. So that's pretty fucking awesome. You know, it'd be different if it said like 60%. Uh, that's about average of okay, yeah, that's cool. People have seen a dog and have seen, Superman taking care of a dog. But guys, this is 500% we're talking about.
Yeah.
Past 100. That's just it's really awesome that people have looking that hard into adopting dogs and are wanting to know how they can find ways to adopt them. So that's really awesome.
And I think, I mean, I'm not like 100% surprised that this happened. I mean, crypto was a very big, pivotal role in the movie. And, he was very funny. He was, he brought the ha-has out of everybody every time he was on the screen. There were some ahs, there was some oohs, there was some e's. Everybody loved him no matter what he did in the movie, and I'm just happy that this movie has continued to be punk rock, if you get what I'm saying. You got anything to say
Yeah,
on it,
I
Caleb?
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say it's a beautiful thing, man. It's some of the better parts of humanity you see in this, and I just watched the movie recently, and I went in kind of skeptical just because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, but I came out of it thinking, wow, that was actually a really really good movie. Uh, for me, it's still not my favorite Superman of all time, but he is so Christopher Reeves like. I mean, it's so good. It was a great movie, and to see it's doing, the effect that it's having on people like this is a good thing. And yes, crypto is. If you haven't seen the movie, crypto is probably one of the best parts of the entire movie.
Yeah.
Crypto, his on screen time is great, and it's worth every penny you pay to go watch it. So
And, this movie has deserved all, like, it's like up in the 400 millions now in the box office, and only its second weekend, and we're not even got the Sunday numbers yet. So I'm glad that a Superman movie is making great things happen in the world, bringing people together, increasing dog adoptions and just bringing hope to people, man. It reassures to me that this is the Superman movie that we needed.
yeah, it was a good movie. And also one other thing, Nathan Fillion was born to play Guy Gardner.
Hey, we don't disagree on that.
Yeah, his role is really good in the movie too.
All right, we got anything else to say on this part?
Nah,
On to the next
just
part.
awesome job, guys.
Yeah, for real. All right, so tonight, and it's probably going on as we're speaking now. TNA Slammiversary is tonight in Long Island, New York. But the big thing about it is AJ Styles is returning to Slammiversary. Well, returning to TNA, period, but at Slammiversary tonight. And I'm not watching it live, but I'm sure going to catch the the replay or the highlight of
Oh
it.
yeah,
It's going to be it's crazy for for us kids who grew up watching TNA and getting to see AJ in his prime. So
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool thing to see happening.
The main event Mafia days, boy.
Ridge, what you got? What do you think about AJ returning to TNA for the first time in a long time?
I think it's pretty cool. I'd hope in some ways more than others that this isn't going to be a one-off thing for AJ neither. I think
I hope
that,
so.
especially since he's getting closer to retirement, if this isn't his last year, it's probably going to be the following.
I could see him getting into it with Trick and going for the world title one more time.
Yeah, I was about to say, hopefully he can go after the title one more time, just to give him that great send off that he well deserves.
Right. Caleb?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, you know how I grew up, Jordan. I grew up old school, thinking it was happening right then. I'm watching tapes of WCW. I mean, I'm a '90s kid, but AJ Styles. I remember the first time I saw TNA, seeing the ring, seeing everything. Just it was great. And then AJ Styles is arguably one of the greatest wrestlers to ever step foot in the ring. Like the dude
100%.
is just an insane acrobatical athlete.
Yeah.
And to see him, to see him struggle the way he has the past few years because of injury, especially during his heel run, and that cut his heel run really short, as most people know. But I was glad he came back as a face because I felt like he needed that push because his injuries had been persistent, and I knew after this last one, I was like, I have a feeling that this is starting to become the beginning of the end for him. I think his knee, and everything, it's back. It's starting to struggle. So hopefully this TNA run is going to be something that is talked about for generations because someone of his caliber definitely deserves to be remembered like that.
Yeah. Ridge, what do you think? Oh, you already said, right? My brain, sorry. I wasn't thinking. I mean, the main thing I was really just thinking about off the top of my head is I feel like out of all the house shows I've ever been to, AJ Styles is the person I've seen at every single one of them. Like, he has been at every single house show, except for the one I went to when I was like a little kid. It was like WrestleMania Revenge 23. Yeah.
Wasn't that because of injury though?
No, he wasn't in WWE WrestleMania 23 era.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Every other house show I've been to since, he's been there. Like, even, the one that me and Ridge sat front row at, he was at. The one that me and Ridge and Austin went to before, he was at that. The one that me and Austin went to before that he was at. Then the last one I was at, it was when he was doing his lone wolf thing, and he faced like Austin Theory, I think. But like, he's a wrestler that I'm proud to say that I got to see in person and up close and personal and shit. He's, to me, like, he's not one of my personal favorites, but on a realistic scale, he's up there with John Cena and all them, like, when it comes to being some of the most talented wrestlers in history. So,
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm with y'all. I hope, that this branches out into like a farewell tour for TNA, if not his career. And, I want him to become TNA World Title holder for the 6th time and just let him have his last glory run in TNA,
Yeah.
All right, we all good on this subject?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so next up on the agenda, looks like Universal is looking to open up a Horror Unleashed in Chicago. Ridge, what other cities do they have them already, or they've got them coming? I know there's one in Vegas, right?
So yeah, as far as I know, the only other one for right now is in Vegas.
Okay.
Whether or not they're going to bring more in, who knows? But as of right now, we have the one in Vegas, and they are looking at their next location to be in Chicago. Now, with the Chicago one, they are planning on putting it in next to a brand new casino that's supposed to pop up. Bally's Casino. So
Right.
according to whenever that pops up, I know that it's paused right now, or last thing I'd heard, it was paused due to some issues in the area, uh, due to some history that includes a bunch of weird stuff that I don't want to get into. But yeah, that's their next location is Chicago. Personally, me, if you asked, but no one did, so that's the reason why I'm not the professional here. But I think it would have been smart to put in Texas, maybe right beside where this new kids resort's going to be at, so that way the adults have a place to go, or Big Brother and Dad can go while the kids are playing in the smaller resort.
Right. I definitely.
That or just Dallas or something.
Hell, y'all should bring one to Nashville. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Nashville would be a good one.
So if they two things. One, if they brought it to Tennessee,
Right.
I think it should be in Sevierville.
Yeah, I give you.
That's the big tourist area. Excuse me. So it would make more sense to put it in the bigger tourist area or tourist trap, whatever you want to call it. Especially considering the fact that a lot of people from around here call Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg the Southern Baptist Vegas.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it makes sense in a way. But at the same time, I think that they won't bring one to Tennessee just due to the fact of how close Tennessee already is to Florida.
We also already have the Ripley's Believe It or Not in Gatlinburg too. Not Believe It or Not, but the you know what I mean, the haunted thing.
Yeah, they got the Ripley's one, and they got another one up there. And I'm not. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and bash on a haunt.
No.
Don't get me wrong, because I work for one. Haunts are great to have. But whenever you have a name brand haunt, like Halloween Horror Nights, year round coming around,
Yeah.
that's kind of a bigger thing, I think.
I can agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that.
Like I said too, I'm thinking that something like that, if you put it in that area, you put it in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, because
just right before.
Because honestly, if they tried to put it somewhere like Nashville, I feel like that'd be hard to do. Because I feel like if they wanted to use a bigger building, they'd have to use something on the outskirts of the city and not really have.
I say, dude, it's already fucking packed.
Yeah, I don't. They definitely couldn't do it downtown because it's so compact in downtown. It would just be nuts.
I mean, and here's something else too. Now that I think about it a little bit more, I know we're getting way into this whole theme park side of it, but hear me out. If they was to bring this into Tennessee and you wanted to put it in the Pigeon Forge area,
right,
quote unquote Pigeon Forge area, it's not necessarily. Put it right there at I can't think of what it's called now, where they have damn it, why did my mind just go blank? Right, Buc-ee's. Sorry. Don't know why I froze up so hard on trying to figure out the damn Beaver gas station. That's what I about said. Just put it right there where they're about to be building that whole new area at. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about bringing in a bunch of new stuff. You could put it in that area, and that would draw in that much more of a crowd to that area.
For sure.
But, like I said, I don't know if they would actually want to bring one of these to Tennessee just due to the fact of it being not that far technically from Florida.
Right. All right. Anybody else got anything to say on this? All right. On to the next subject. Ridge, I'll let you go ahead and start this one, brother.
What's this one? I don't remember.
John Chu.
Oh, on John M. Chu. Yeah, let's talk about John M. Chu for a little while. We got two different things on him. So the first thing I think it is John M. Chu. He is the if you don't know who it is, or if you've heard the name but not 100% sure where from, he's the director of I just blanked again. Wicked. Sorry. Wicked. Before that, he directed Crazy Rich Asians. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he's directed some good named movies. And the next, well, so the next big movie that's getting talked about even more so than the second one we'll talk about here shortly. The next big live action movie he is about to direct is a Hot Wheels movie. What are your thoughts on John M. Chu deciding to direct a Hot Wheels movie?
I definitely think it's interesting. I mean, like I said before, if they shoot it, like if I can see it being done a couple ways, like if y'all seen Ready Player One, like how they did the race scene in that, and add like the tracks instead of
Yeah.
moving course and stuff like that, and different things like that. But Ridge, you also brought up Speed Racer, like shot like how Speed Racer was. I just honestly, my real hope with it, I just hope they don't try to make it like a Fast and Furious, Need for Speed style movie, just because I don't think I'd fit for Hot Wheels. But this is my personal thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
Caleb, what's your thoughts on it, real quick?
It's interesting to say the least, but you know, being reminding me that it was Ready Player One that he did, and that race scene was pretty good. I mean, it was one of the better parts of the movie, and honestly, I think that if they're wanting to do a Hot Wheels movie, then by all means, go for it. I think that could be a really cool idea. It's just a question of what they would write for it, what would the story entail.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea. I think it'd be cool.
So to me, the big things that I think that they should hit on the head, maybe, and I could be wrong. So correct me if I am wrong. The big things that need to happen is you gotta have an orange track at some point or another. You gotta put in like a hint of orange on a track somewhere.
For sure.
Because that's one of the big things that is well known with Hot Wheels, other than the really cool ass cars. And that's another thing you gotta make sure you have really cool ass cars that are really weird and out there.
Yeah.
Because while you can get your normal cars as Hot Wheels, like a Mustang, your Dodges, your Chevys, you also have, I cannot think of the names of the cars, but you have super weird made cars for this universe. And that's what you also have to be able to bring, is just your weird and wacky super speed cars, whatever you want to call them. You got to be able to bring that too, as an obvious one. I think my third super obvious thing that I want to see in this movie is I want to see in one part of the race, the track has to somehow loop.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another one of those basic Hot Wheel track things. Whenever you think of your Hot Wheels, you think of the orange track, the loops, your wild cars, and then if you want to get really wild and crazy with this, you include little sections on this track that include your little speed up spots. You know, if you set down a car on some tracks, they could sit there and keep on going forever because they'd hit something that would make them keep on going faster.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe you can include that. You can include tracks that cross right, the paths cross right with each other, and you know at certain points you'll see cars wreck into each other because they cross at the wrong time. Because you know that's the wild and wacky of your Hot Wheels track. Also, another wild and wacky thing about your Hot Wheels track is that you could have a fucking robotic dinosaur that is ready to bite down on your car. Or a giant hand that's ready to smack your car out of the way. Just wild and wacky things that you normally see with Hot Wheels. That's what you got happening in this movie.
It's just more and more making me think of Ready Player One's race scene because they had King Kong attacking them too. And like different cars through different kinds of fan verses and stuff like that. And what would be like what I was thinking what would be cool is like have the wild and wacky cars, but you could also have like cameos from like classic Hot Wheel cars or classic cars in general too.
Yeah, you can always have your classic cars in there, but I mean too, like I said, your wild and wacky cars, those are the ones that stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
You know, so just as long as you can include like a few of those things, but I think if you include the dinosaur that's ready to chew down a car and some cars crossing each other's paths at the wrong time, you know, and explosions. Listen, I like the idea of him being in charge of this, but can I say something that might be a little bit of a hot take?
Go ahead.
Is it just me, or does this feel more so like a Michael Bay movie?
I don't know about Michael Bay. To me, it almost feels like it should be like an animated movie more than a live action movie. But
Well, I mean, if it's going to be a live action movie, I think of Michael Bay.
yeah, I can
Because you're thinking of a bunch of, like, I'm imagining the shit ton of drone shots and the shit ton of explosions and the oversized CGI things.
Yeah.
You know, like Michael Bay absolutely loves. But at the same time, I'm interested to see what kind of story John M. Chu is going to tell in a live-action Hot Wheels movie. Just because he's done an incredible job with a lot of other live-action movies that he's done.
Right.
So it'll be interesting, that's for sure.
Hey, y'all keep going. I'll be right back. I gotta run to the restroom.
Okay. Well, since we've gotten that little bit of John M. Chu out the way on his live action side, let's talk about what he is working on as of now on his in the animated realm, and he is working on the movie of Dr. Seuss's "Oh, the Places You'll Go." And this movie is going to star Josh Gad and Ariana Grande. And of course, he's already worked with Ariana Grande in Wicked. And I think this is his first time working with Josh Gad in a movie. Caleb, you got any thoughts on this movie?
I mean, personally, I don't know if I'm even going to watch that movie. It's just one of those that's just like, you know, we could probably do without it. We've had so many of the Dr. Seuss things be made because, you know, let's milk that train because kids love it. And I just don't know. I mean, if it's good, it's good. Hey, you know, if it's good, no hate over here. You know, I'm not going to hate on it, but I don't know. I don't know if I really have a real opinion about it because it doesn't intrigue me that much that they want to do it.
Well, that's understandable. I can completely see where you're coming from on that. To me,
I'm not trying to bash him or anything. You know,
no,
it's just not
yeah,
my cup of
I
tea. It's not really
understand.
my
Yeah,
cup of tea. So.
I understand. To me, the way I see it, yes, this is most definitely something for kids.
Yeah,
Could be for adults too. Don't get me wrong. There are plenty of animated movies that can be for adults too. Like whenever you think of things that are kid relate or kid pointed, but also for adults, I think of Inside Out, like Inside Out
yeah,
2 especially. Um, but whenever I think, if we're thinking just on the side of Dr. Seuss movies, they've all been more so, especially these animated ones, have been more so aimed towards children. And obviously, this is going to be lined up for children as well. You know, The
yeah.
Grinch was a pretty good animated movie. Don't get me wrong; it
No, it
wasn't
wasn't
as
bad.
great as the
It had some
live
moments in
action.
it. Yeah, it
Yeah,
had some pretty funny moments. I enjoyed it.
it wasn't as great as our live action one, but
Oh no, no,
you
but
know,
it was still a solid movie. I didn't have any
right
real problem with it. You
for
know,
the
they only changed
kids,
a few things.
right, for the kids of the times, it's a good movie. And from what I've seen from this new Cat in the Hat movie that we're getting, I think it looks fairly decent. You know, it has its silly moments, and it
Well,
has.
it's part of Dr. Seuss's thing. Is that it's gonna be silly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. This is definitely one that, for me, unless I take my kids to see it at the theater, I'm gonna wait till it comes out
Yeah,
and watch it
really.
at the house. Because
Yeah,
if if it falls underneath the same category as this Cat in the Hat movie, I think it might be released through Warner Brothers because that's where the Cat in the Hat movie is being released through. Which I also find odd because originally this was all Universal Pictures stuff and Universal animated stuff, and I think Illuminations was the one that did the Grinch. So we'll
yeah. I
have to
mean,
see.
we'll have to see. I mean, it might be good. I mean, you know, it's like probably some people probably didn't care for the Horton Hears a Who stuff, or some people may not even enjoy the Lorax or anything like that. But I
Yeah, I
think
forgot about them.
yeah, I think as long as it stays on that kind of a wavelength, though, I think they'll be fine. I don't really, like I said, I don't have much of an opinion on it because I don't personally think I'll see it, but you never know. I might see something and be like, hey, you know what? I'll give it a shot, and then I'll give it a real opinion then. But I feel like it would be wrong to do otherwise.
I definitely think it will have its funny moments. I mean, you have Josh Gad in this movie,
Yeah,
and a lot of people nowadays knows him for Olaf and for lighter things. But if you go back to when he was younger, this dude.
The Book of Mormon.
Well, I wasn't even thinking of that. I was thinking of his
Oh, Mardi
earlier
Gras.
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I first ever met this dude at. So that was fucking fantastic. Just not us.
Sitting in
I still say that to this day.
sitting in choir class in high school in the back of the class watching it on your phone.
Yep. All right, Slater. What are your thoughts? We were talking about we had moved on to the places you'll go
Yeah,
with
I read
Josh
it all.
Gad and Ariana. Okay, so what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I'm about where Caleb is. I mean, I'm probably not gonna watch it if it's on my pick. If it's got to be something that I'll watch off a whim or watch while somebody else is watching, probably. But I think what Caleb said, if it sticks to the track of what the Grinch and Horton Hears a Who and Lorax and all that did, it should be all right. And you know, if Cat in the Hat does good, it'll probably do all right. I mean, it's for the kids, so I'm sure it'll do at least some decent numbers. You know, but I
Do you
don't.
know if this is going to be through Warner Pictures or is this going to be Illuminations again?
I thought Illumination shut down, but no, that
I
was.
thought they were still around.
I don't know. No, never mind. I was thinking of Sky Blue. I'm stupid.
Yeah, no, that's gone.
But I'm guessing it would be Illumination.
I have no idea because the Cat in the Hat movies, they're Warner Brothers animation.
I don't know then.
There ain't no time. We'll figure it out and come back to that. Slater, I have a feeling that you're going to be watching this one in theaters, though, because I feel like this is a movie that Brittany will definitely want to see.
I don't know. I'll have to see about that. I mean, we went and watched The Grinch in theaters, so who knows?
Right?
All right, ready for
All
this?
right. Anything else on this fine gentleman?
Nope.
All right, Slater, go ahead.
All right. So our next topic, Ridge, I'll let you say this one too.
Oh, boy.
Donkey Kong.
Oh, yeah. So, as some of you may have heard, or if not, well, now you are. It is that Universal is reportedly having a Donkey Kong movie in the works over on their animated side. This Donkey Kong movie that we'd be getting will more than likely follow the same Donkey Kong that we had in the Super Mario movie. So it'll be Seth Rogen again, which I completely don't mind at all.
Nope.
I found his Donkey Kong to be fantastic. Whenever I thought of Donkey Kong, didn't think of him originally.
No, but
Don't know what I was thinking of, but
it definitely fits.
yeah, it definitely fits, and it's great. The main thing I hope is that to start the movie, we start off with the old theme of Donkey Kong, the same way we introduced him in the movie, and the same way in Donkey Kong 64.
Right.
That same song, if we start it off like that, you're going to be at least a quarter of way decent of a movie.
Yep.
I mean, either way, it's going to be a good movie just because it's going to more than likely well, I say it's going to be a good movie. It should be a good movie if it follows any sort of way near what Super Mario's did.
Yeah, I hope they call it Donkey Kong Country. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great.
I mean, just as long as they can make sure that they just knock it out of the park with all the other characters too.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to how many characters that they'll include.
I mean, I'm sure Diddy.
I'm sure
especially if they do Donkey Kong Country, Diddy will have to be a part of it. So.
Well, they call him Diddy though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's.
I had to throw out a bad joke later.
I know. I got you.
I mean, like the backup characters, other than all the other Kongs. So, like, I'm curious who else they'll throw in and who will voice those characters.
Right.
It'll be interesting. I'll enjoy it either way.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I mean, you know, Mario was fantastic, so we're all excited for some more of that universe, and I'm not surprised that Donkey Kong would be the one they'd want to do next because of his involvement in the Super Mario movie, and you know, Seth Rogen killed it. So I'm excited for it. I think it'd be a good movie to watch. Caleb, you go ahead, bud.
I really like the idea that you had. Honestly, I don't know if I could have said it better. I. I don't really know what to say about it.
Other than that, we want to see that we will be there when it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's going to be magical. I expect.
Sure. Anything else on this subject, boys? All right, then. On to the next one. All right. So, Caleb, I know you're excited about this one.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like we officially got our castings for the live-action Legend of Zelda movie. Well, at least for Zelda and Link. Ridge, you got those names. Let's hear them, bud.
Do what? I'm sorry, I was completely sidetracked for a second.
The Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So these kids, their names are, and I'm so sorry if I butcher the last name on one of them, is Bo Bragidson as Zelda and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Link. And there you go. That's who they are. That's what they look like. I don't know that much about her. Well, apparently, she has been in a lot of Broadways. Well, not Broadways, but the UK's version of Broadway. She has apparently done. Oh, yeah, she's apparently a vet in that, so she's really good. That's all I can give you on that. I don't know that much. Other than they definitely look the parts too.
Yeah.
I mean, you throw a blonde wig on. Yeah, I mean, you throw a blonde wig on dude and the elf ears. And he'll definitely look like the part.
I'm maybe a little bit skeptical on the kid playing Link. I mean, maybe just because, I have to see him with the blonde hair and everything to see it first. But my only concern with this movie really is that, I mean, I know a lot of people like not Ocarina, but a lot of people like, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, and I just really hope they don't take that twist for the movie. Like, they don't follow that path. I want to see Ocarina of Time or like Ocarina of Time so we can go into Majora's Mask or something like that. And
supposedly it's supposed to be a slightly original story.
Okay.
But that's just rumors right now. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but I agree with you.
I don't want to see Link in the blue shirt, and so I want to see Link.
Oh, you don't want to see Wind Waker Link? Boy, dude, Wind Waker Link would be fun.
I want it to be the green suit Link, man. I want it to be the Link.
I get it.
I mean, like I said,
well, I mean,
he'll probably be younger, so be like, Kid Link or something like that. But
yeah, this is definitely. I believe we're looking at a 2-part movie.
I mean, I just
see a trilogy.
I just eventually want to see the.
No, I'm talking about just for this one story. If they were to do Ocarina of Time, it would have to be 2 movies.
I don't think we're going to get a 2 movie, like a 2-part, like a part 1, part 2. I think this is definitely going to be a trilogy of movies that we're about to see from the 2. And I agree with you, Slater. I definitely think that we should first see him in the green fit.
I just want to see.
Yeah, if we're going to first see him, yeah.
And the hat.
I just want to see the hero.
Can't forget
of time,
that.
Man. That's what I want. I want to see the Link I grew up with.
I want to see him fishing.
Yeah, I want to see some fishing scenes for sure.
Because that's what I did the whole time whenever I first ever played Zelda on the Wii, is I sat around and fished. So I want to see some fishing going on.
The first time you played Zelda was on the Wii?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Man.
Yep. That was my very first time ever playing it.
Shoot.
To be honest, Caleb, that's the only time I've played Zelda.
Brother, the first Zelda game I ever played was Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, and then I played the first one. And then I played Ocarina of Time.
Well, Caleb, I mean,
so,
we didn't have we had the other consoles and not the Nintendos. I mean, I had the Nintendo.
Yeah, y'all had the Xbox when it came out. So
I had PlayStation.
Yeah, well, that too, but we had an Atari 2600, and like we had the old stuff.
Yeah.
To be fair, the first gaming system that I can remember was a Nintendo, because I remember, or I think it was Nintendo. Who was it? No, it wasn't Nintendo. Who
What,
the fuck was
Nintendo?
it that came out with
Sega?
the duck shooter?
It was Nintendo.
No, it was Nintendo.
Was
That was
that
the NES.
okay? Yeah. So
The first console.
that was the very first games I remember playing as a kid was Duck Hunter on a Nintendo, and then after
Yeah,
that, my family went to PlayStation mode until I finally saved up money and got Xbox 360, and then I went back and forth between the Xbox and PlayStation.
gotcha.
And I had the Wii and a DS, but I never went with the Wii U. Well, I ended up later on getting a Wii U, but never played it.
I never got the Wii U. I kind of wish I did, just for the Zelda Wind Waker HD.
And the different Game Boys too. I remember.
Yeah, I had a Game Boy Advance. I had the purple see-through one.
I had the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy.
SP. Is that what you're thinking of?
I don't know.
SP is the one
I
that.
The one that
remember.
flips up. It's the one that flips up.
I was about to say
Well, no,
I went from the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy. What was it? The Color.
Yeah, Color was before it.
Okay, so Color and then Advance, and then I went to the folding Game Boy,
Yeah,
and then from that to the DS.
gotcha.
And then after I didn't go into the 3DS or any
I
of
didn't get
those
the 3DS.
others.
I guess they're cool. The 3DSs are cool.
Just like right after, like I had the basic DS.
Yeah, I didn't have
So
none of that. I just had the advanced. But I played all the old games anyway, as it was, because we just enjoyed them. But yeah, I understand where y'all are coming from, wanting to see him be in the green, tunic and the hat first before you see any other like spin-offs. And I get that, because honestly, my opinion is, if you're gonna do Wind Waker, it needs to be animated. This is my opinion on that. But to do Ocarina, in my opinion, is, if you're going to do Ocarina of Time, you have to split it into movies. You have to. There's too much that happens in just that one game for it not to be a two-part movie.
I think this is going to feel like a mix between Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings.
Well, I mean, it's a more serious movie than people are probably expecting it to be, because The Legend of Zelda is a little more on the violent side of Nintendo, But it is in my opinion one of the greatest acclamations that's ever come out of Nintendo.
No, I don't know, because all I remember was fishing.
Oh, there's so much more to do, man. Like Ocarina of Time, you can mess around with the ocarina a lot, and you can make your own song and everything too, with a scarecrow out in the field, and there's a bunch of different stuff you could do in that game. You could fish in that game too.
That's a childhood game
But
of ours, Ridge. So.
oh yeah, Ocarina. I mean, come on. If even Cody Rhodes says that that's the best Ocarina, that's the best Zelda game, and I was like, I agree.
All right. So, Caleb, did you say anything about the kids?
Oh no, but what I was going to say is, I think it's a great idea that we're getting people who are, not mega stars. These kids are going to have a chance to really create something special, and I think it's good to have a movie that's going to be something that's never done before. It's only ever been, April Fools teased you here, there, kind of things, like IGN. Thank you for that, IGN.
Yep.
And but I think, I honestly do thank IGN for that, because I'm certain that did plant a seed in Nintendo's mind that maybe one day that could happen. But with these kids, I think that it's a good thing that we're seeing casting like this happen because I think too many movies nowadays are oversaturated with like A plus stars, you know, and it's just I think it could be a really good thing to have some people who are just not, you know, who haven't done anything relatively massive in the industry, and this could give them a chance to show how good they are at acting, but it could also give them a chance to give us, the audience, something that we'll really enjoy. And I have faith that Nintendo is not going to screw this up because they took a big risk with the Mario movie. They didn't want to do it for a long time after the original Super Mario Brothers movie, and I get it. Not many people enjoyed that movie. I personally liked the movie. I know it's not what anyone expected, but when they came out with the new Mario movie, I mean, dude, like, it was the perfect movie. It was the movie everyone had waited for. And I don't think Nintendo announcing that they're doing a Legend of Zelda movie is a bad thing now, especially since the Mario Bros. Movie did so well. So I hope that these kids respect. I hope that these kids have a good knowledge of the lore, and that the story that's being crafted for it is something that every fan will be happy to see. And I think that with these kids being as young as they are, I think there's a very good chance we are getting an Ocarina of Time movie. It's what it kind of feels like to me, and I really hope that's the case, because if they do, it'll be interesting to see how they tackle the obstacles of, you know, because there's going to be a lot of CGI involved for sure with this, with all the stuff. So I'm excited, and I hope these kids do really good, because this is a really important movie. I've waited about 20 years for it. So,
anything else? We're on to the next
Mm-mm.
thing. All right, so we've got our first looks, our official first looks at the new Harry and Hagrid for the new Harry Potter series. What do you guys think of them?
You want to go first?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. First off, our Harry Potter looks fucking spot on, if you ask
Mm-hmm.
me. I don't think you
Mm-hmm.
can get much better than this kid right here. I mean, you put a picture up of him right beside the young Daniel Radcliffe, they definitely look a lot alike, and you know it's what you would expect from your Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it any better. So Harry Potter looks fantastic. Now, to be honest with you guys, at first, with our first look at Hagrid, the first time I seen it, I thought it was AI rendered. Just because the hair versus face ratio
Yeah.
seems a little bit off on Nick Frost, but and this is coming from somebody that's a pretty furry feller on his head as well. But I mean, he still looks good. If we didn't already have somebody who has been a Hagrid before, and this was our first time at looking at Hagrid, and you just gave me the description of Hagrid, yeah, okay, that looks a lot like what you would see in the book. I mean, I have no complaints over either one of these. And I imagine I'm not going to have too many complaints about anything else moving forward from how these characters look. And, you know, the only one that I kind of scratched my head at originally was Professor Snape. But to be fair, they never tell, you know, what race he is in the books.
Right.
They just describe him to us. So, you know, I think either way they're going to make these people look great. They've done some really long. They've taken their time with this casting, so I think we're looking at a fantastic TV series that's about to come out. What are y'all's thoughts?
You pretty much said everything I was gonna say. I've got nothing much more on it. They look great, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say basically the same thing. I mean, honestly, what I was gonna do is I was gonna add to what you said earlier about how he and Radcliffe kind of look a lot alike. If you really honestly put up the picture, like the drawings on the books of what Harry looks like and this kid's face, like he looks so much more like what the book accurate Harry Potter looks like, in my opinion. So I think that was a really neat detail I noticed. And the Hagrid, I mean, the guy, I mean, it's not a bad look. I don't have any issues with it at all. I think it looks fine. I think the only thing a lot of people have an issue with is something that was done so well in the movies they feel like shouldn't be rebooted. And some people may be right on that with the fact of like, maybe, it's going to open these kids up to a lot of scrutiny because of how good the other movies did. And I think that's really the biggest problem that the movie faces, honestly, and or that the series faces. But I think that if we give it a chance, it could end up being something really good. So
Now, listen, I will agree with you. I think that some people are going to try to bash this.
yeah,
100%, just like how everybody always wants to bash on everything. There's always going to be your haters.
yep,
The plus side to this, compared to the movies, is that since it's a TV show, we're getting every series is a chapter. So we get to spend a lot more time and we get a lot closer to what the book actually. We get it a lot closer to being accurate to the book. And we get a chance for certain characters that we didn't see in the movies that we'll get to see in the TV show. Like, for example, one that I can always go back to is the character Peeves.
oh yeah,
That only times you ever hear of him is in the books and in the video games. But other than that, Peeves was never in the movie. He was supposed to have been, but wasn't, due to apparently the guy that they had was a quote-unquote too funny. Since he was a comedian, and he kept the kids laughing, and no one could stay serious on set or something stupid, so they had to cut him out. Anyways, so you get that character. You get to see, more than likely, you'll get to see the Harry Potter before he goes to Hogwarts. And you'll get to see where he actually went to school with Dudley for a little bit. And actually, Dudley had a friend go with them to the zoo. But you didn't get to see all that in the movie because they didn't have time. But here in the TV shows, we'll have enough time to explore these different chapters, and we'll get to explore. Well, excuse me, I said earlier, each series will be a chapter. Each episode will be a chapter to the series. So we'll get a lot more in every episode than what we would have for a movie,
Yeah. Alright,
But anyways,
we good on that topic?
we are great on that
we're
topic.
great.
Oh, hey,
We also-
one thing that we didn't talk about on that one. Yeah. Caleb, you had mentioned something about it.
What? Oh, yeah, that's right. So, reading a few articles, as I do, I scroll through a lot of articles throughout the day. I happened upon a couple different articles, and just to make sure that it was, valid, that it was true. But so it is official. They have casted their Voldemort for the series, but due to, I guess, the profile, possibly who it is, or maybe it's just because they want to keep the mystique to the character, they are not announcing who it is. They're refusing it. They're keeping the identity a secret until he appears in the show, wherein the credits will, I assume, roll his name, and if you can catch it, then you'll know who's playing it then. So we are not going to know who plays him. It's a mystery of who's going to play Voldemort, but they have officially casted him. And they've also stated he will appear a few times throughout the first few episodes as well. So possibility he may show up and you just don't even notice it.
Right.
So, I'm going to open up floor to y'all before I throw out my speculations on this. Any guesses or theories or thoughts on who y'all think could be playing our Voldemort in this TV show?
Honestly, I can't think of nobody off the top of my head right now. I mean,
with the way they're casting people, I honestly don't know. It could be anybody at this point. They could get Johnny Depp at this point, and we'd never know.
Dang. I was hoping we'd have a little bit more to us. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's just like, that's a tough one to take a crack at, since we don't really.
It was right off the spot, I think.
Well, the reason I can't really think right now is my stomach's flipping on me right now, so I'm not really feeling the best, but I'm just vibing along, I guess.
Well, I hate to hear that.
Yeah.
No, you're good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out here. All right, because this was something that had been speculated on early on. I think so. So first off, I think that in season 1, since it's book 1, if you know just from the movie, you don't really see Voldemort. You see, who is it, Professor Quirrell?
Yeah, Quirrell.
Who has Voldemort on the back of his head.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to say, at least for that, I think as far as this character goes for at least this part, and who knows, he could be playing him for the long haul, I'm going to throw out the name Cillian Murphy is getting this role right off the rip.
I like that.
Because
that's probably the only
he's been a name that's been thrown around before. He is a high-end name that is British, that a lot of people have been throwing around. And if they can at least land him for one time, and if they're keeping it such a secret, that's who I could see them giving it to. My only other thought is possibly, and hear me out because it's a very long shot, giving it back to the original guy that played Voldemort.
Could do that too.
And just have him. Now, here's something else too that I could see too, since this is the TV show of it, and I haven't read the books or anything. I'm just going off of different little bits and pieces I've heard on other videos and seen elsewhere. I know that or from what I've heard, so this could be truth, it could be a lie. So if it's a lie, my bad. That's on me. I'm only going off of what I've heard. But originally, the face of Voldemort was supposed to look more so like a snake.
Yeah. More snake-like than what we saw.
Yeah, more snake-like than human-like. So it's going to be like more pointed, right? So maybe you don't have to necessarily have to have a big-time actor in that role, because you're more so CGing their face, so you can have whoever going around, but then you could also include maybe someone like Killian to do just the voice. So that way he's not as busy, always having to be on set to be Voldemort. He just lends his voice to the character.
Yeah, he could do that.
That's
Have a
just my thought.
stand-in have a stand-in, someone who does the CGI on the
Yeah,
body.
like how with the Twisted Metal series, you have Samoa Joe playing as a clown, and then I can't remember the other dude's names, the voice to him, and they sync up super well.
Yeah, I know who you're talking. Yeah, I forget his name, but he's done a lot of he's been in
Yeah,
a lot of very very well known. I can't remember his name for the life of me right now. That makes me mad because I know exactly who it is. I know his face. I'm literally thinking of exactly what he looks like right now.
Slater, do you know right off the top of your head?
Say it again. Wait, what was the
Uh,
question again?
the dude who voiced the clown in
Is it Will
Twisted
Arnett? I
Metal.
think it's Will Arnett.
Yeah, it's Will Arnett.
That's what
So
I
yeah,
thought. That's his name.
it'd be. I was saying how with Voldemort we could have someone double bot or do the body for
Yeah.
Voldemort, like how Samoa Joe does the body of the clown in Twisted Metal, and
Yeah.
then Cillian Murphy could lend his voice to
Yeah,
voice,
I don't see a problem with that.
and then so that way he has a a lighter schedule, and he doesn't have to be out on set for as long.
Right.
Anyways, that's all my thoughts on it.
All right. Anything else?
Anyone else?
Nope. I'm good.
I think we've covered pretty much everything we can cover about it.
All right.
All right. So up next on the discussion. So the other day we got the official trailer for Mortal Kombat 2. And I'm just going to go ahead and say my piece on this. I mean, as a Mortal Kombat fanatic, I am super, super fucking excited for this movie. I mean, I love the first movie. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. And at first I wasn't, with, like, on the train of Carl Urban being Johnny, but now I am. Now I am. I just, I love that he's playing an older, washed up Johnny Cage, and, he's being called to a new purpose other than acting, and I think it's going to be a fun time, and I think the fighting looks great and looks up to date. The new characters are cool. Shao Kahn looks cool. Jade looks all right. I mean, hell, the one thing that I was super excited to see in the trailer was Noob Saibot. And I don't know if you saw him, but he was the one that Scorpion got at the end of the trailer, pulled out his noob clone and everything, and the Noob Saibot design looks like the Mortal Kombat 11 Noob Saibot, so I'm just super pumped. The movie looks phenomenal. I can't wait. Rich, what you think?
I think it looks really good. I think it definitely, like, compared to the first one, you can definitely tell that there's been some major upgrades. Um, I say that as someone who's only watched the trailer, by the way, to the first one. I haven't watched the movie, so don't hate me. But just from going off of the trailers, this trailer definitely looks a lot cleaner. And as you said about our Johnny Cage, I was kind of on fence on it. I'm still not 100% sold on it. While I'm more so sold on it, I'm still in the camp that they should have somehow pulled or tried to pull in Mike the Miz on this.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Because I still think he would have just killed this and probably had a lot more comedy to him and felt a lot more loose cannon, I guess. This version of Johnny Cage right now just feels, and it could just be from the trailers, just feels more so tense, like he's more so tight, if that makes sense.
Right. I mean, I
He
can understand
doesn't
that.
he feels more robotic in his movements and stiff rather than loose.
Right.
Like he's ready to go. And like and it could be too because of them having him being this older and washed up version that he can't move like he used to. But at the same time, if we're just now introducing this character, and if he's going to be around for a while, I want him to be a little bit more loosey goosey,
I'm just excited to see what it'll look like when he gets his powers in the movie. Like, I don't know if they'll do like the green shadow, like the older games, or they'll do what they did in Mortal Kombat 1. I'm excited to see how that'll look. And we gotta at least get one good nut punch in the movie. That's for sure.
I can agree with that, and I think that they should go with the classic version of his powers.
Me too.
And I say that just because that's the character I like to play as in the old Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah.
I found him to be really fun. And I think it was just because he was more so, or he seemed more so human than the rest of them.
Yeah. Caleb, what do you think about it, man?
I was worried as hell at first about them picking, who they did for it or for Johnny and I saw the memes and everything and I was just like, okay, that's blowing it way too far out of proportion, but at the same time, yes, I was a little worried about how they were going to portray Johnny. After seeing the trailer, I'm no longer really that worried about it. I do share the same sentiment that Ridge does, that I still believe Mike Mizanin would have been perfect for this role. My opinion, born to play him. Maybe if they ever do another universe of it, or like a flashback movie of Johnny's life, where maybe something happens in the timeline. And, maybe we'll get him then. But I still think that this movie will be really, really good. I'm excited to see Noob Saibot. That was one of my favorite characters to play as. And hopefully it'll be a good movie. I mean, Shao Kahn looked good,
Yeah.
And the fight, you could definitely see that there was some major upgrades with the graphics and how they were. It seems like production really ramped up. It seems like they're going all in to make sure that this movie, surpasses the first one. So,
in this
I think
one,
it'd be good.
Well, in this one, we're actually getting the tournament in this one, so that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, that'll be like the actual tournament part will be really fun. So,
is there anything else on this subject? On to the next one then. All right, so Ridge, tell us about Lilo and Stitch, man.
All right, so the little bit of Disney news that we have for this week, and we'll probably have a lot more of it next Sunday, just due to the fact that Fantastic Four will be out by then. Lilo and Stitch is the first movie of the 2025 year to hit or to join the $1 billion club. And we said it from the get-go, as well as a lot of other people. We knew that this movie was going to make all the money out there in the world. So, way to go, Lilo and Stitch. Well deserved. Let's hope that the second movie is just as good or better than the first, and that we finally get Captain Gantu in the second one. You made enough money off this first movie, you can afford to make this giant creature in the second one. That's my thoughts on this. Slater?
I mean, I'm right there with you, man. I mean, I'm happy for it, and I just hope that the next one's just as good, if not better.
Caleb, you got any thoughts, or are you just that eh?
Uh, I mean, I just like, I just, I wanted to watch it. I mean, it still looks good, but they changed a lot about it and I don't really care for what they changed it to in a lot of ways. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up watching the first one at all at this point. Taking out Gantu, I thought was really stupid because we're talking about a Disney movie that is 100% I knew was going to generate money. So these two clowns saying, "Oh, we just couldn't afford to put him in there," to me was just screaming, "No, you changed the story because you thought it was a good idea." And it's just, it's probably a hot take that I'm saying this right now, but I just to have them change the ending in a sense for Lilo and her sister, and it was just weird. And then also having Jumbo basically be the bad guy all the way through, and we don't get Uncle Jumbo. Like, what? Excuse me? No, it didn't feel right to me. So my opinion on it's going to be probably one that people hate. I don't know if I really. I hope that if they do the second movie, that they fix some things. Maybe do something right for the for this movie. So we'll just have to see.
All right,
All right.
on to the next subject. We on to the rumor has it. So, Ridge, I'll let you
Oh
take over this first
yeah.
one. Well, go let them take them over, buddy.
I was about to say I'm pretty sure I take over every single one of them,
Yeah.
but that normally happens unless you have something off on the side, or if either one of y'all or if Mikey ever has something off to the side, don't be afraid to throw it out. All right. So our first rumor has it Josh Gad will be appearing in the Wonder Man TV series. Now, what his role could be in this, I have no idea. Um, all I know is it's kind of cool that he's going to make an appearance in this. I could see him being one of, like, for some reason they somehow fit in Mephisto into this story,
Right.
and it turns out that he's one of the actors that end up making a deal with him. Slater, any thoughts?
Honestly, I'm just as dumbfounded as you. I wouldn't really know off the top of my head who would he play, but he's a good actor, so not surprised that he'd be brought into the MCU in some form or fashion.
Caleb, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Jordan on this one. I haven't really taken into account anyone he would really play. So he is a good actor though. So we'll just have to see what they do for the role they decide to do.
Right, like I said, I think if he plays somebody, I could honestly see him playing himself, and somehow they managed to, like I was saying earlier, they somehow managed to squeeze in Mephisto, because you gotta remember that the character Wonder Man is a struggling actor himself.
Right.
So if he's someone that's struggling and he wants to be seen and he's wanting to figure this, that, and the other out, and also ends up getting powers, how else are you gonna get your powers?
Right.
I mean, I think that'd be a kind of a good way, and like I said, just have him be a cool cameo as another actor. Like the Wonder Man character, is like, well, who else have you worked with? And they might show a little montage of different people, and Josh Gad's one of them.
Could be. Yeah.
Oh, right. So moving on from that, rumor has it, into our next one. Rumor has it, the director of Megan says that there will be at least 5 more movies.
That's just
Or
fucking ridiculous.
now,
Really is.
if you ask me, there should be a third one. It's one of those that, to me, it's kind of like how Ironheart was. Ironheart ran into some issues. The issues being with Ironheart that it was written for it to come out 5 years beforehand or something like that. And the story just felt completely off because it got rushed. Megan 2.0, different scenario completely. But at least Blumhouse knows that they fucked up with this character. Right. So it still, to me, feels like it should have a redemption arc and get a third movie. 5? I don't know. You're kind of pushing it. This character isn't that big of a character, I don't think, to have 5 movies. But 3, just to try to give it its redemption arc with a third one to get back to the gory, bloody killing that Megan should be doing instead of being a hero. I can see that more so. Slater, what thoughts do you have?
I mean, I get where you're coming from. I mean, but I personally don't see them coming out with another one because of the traumatic failure of the second one. But I wouldn't be opposed to them doing a third one to redeem it. But I don't know if I could see it happening. But again, I wouldn't mind it.
Caleb, any thoughts?
Not really. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to them doing anything, but it's not really my thing.
Well, if that's all of our thoughts on it, we can move on then. All right, and into our last rumor has it for the day. Rumor has it that the head honcho, that's just what I'm going to say, because I don't know if it's the CEO, the owner, whoever. Now, take it, this is a rumor with a big old fat grain of salt. So take it as is. Rumor has it the head over Bristol Motor Speedway wants to put a roof or a dome over the speedway, making it into a mega stadium. And apparently is very serious about it. Just due to the fact of how successful the base or the football games have been in there. They've held concerts there before. They're about to hold some baseball games, and you know they of course hold races there. To me, I don't care if you smack a dome on it, but
I don't know.
Just well, if they do, they should make it like the one out in Vegas, right? That still is open air. Because I still want races to be held there.
Right.
Keep on running them left turns, baby. You know, that's my redneck side coming out a little bit. Keep them left turns. Let's keep doing it for Dale at Bristol, baby. You know.
Exactly.
But don't get wrong. I like the idea of being able to hold more concerts and more events, and you know, imagining and looking at it right now too, holding a WrestleMania for some, you know, or some wrestling event at this mega stadium that has a dome over it. That'd be fucking awesome. But at the same time, you can hold big events like this without having the dome over it.
Yeah.
I think one of the big reasons why, too, they might be wanting to put a roof on it is because of their little screen that they got out in the middle. Well, it's not too little, but for that size stadium, you might want to be putting a bigger jumbotron size screen out there.
Right.
But like I said, keep it open there a little bit so that way we can keep on running them cars in there. And that'd be kind of cool to see a NASCAR track that has a roof over it.
Yeah, it would be cool.
So seeing a NASCAR race and it's enclosed slightly. Now, I mean, fuck it.
Right.
And like still be able to, as long as you can do everything that you're still doing there at Bristol, I don't care. But the second you take NASCAR out of Bristol, that's when I'm going to care.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sorry, Caleb. I ain't let you get one word in yet.
You're good.
Don't get me wrong. NASCAR ain't that big of a sport anymore. I get it. It's not drawing in a lot of people. But you still got your loyal fans that will come out to Bristol. It's a great short track. Keep on running it until they, if for some reason, God forbid, left turns don't happen anymore in a NASCAR. That's the only reason why you should be getting rid of it. That, or the only other reason why you should be getting rid of Bristol is because you're opening up an even bigger track right across the parking lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, my redneck side came out. Caleb, go ahead and say your piece on it.
Yeah, I mean, my piece on it is, yeah, NASCAR hasn't been that big of a sport in a while. I get their side of the argument. I like NASCAR, don't get me wrong, but I'm on that side of it's been kind of pussified in some ways. Kind of my opinion about it. And it just NASCAR just isn't the same like it used to be. It's not as fun to watch anymore. But doing this could reignite some people to maybe check out, people who may not really go to those events. It could be a good thing for them. So hopefully, hopefully something positive does come out of this, because NASCAR needs it, and it'd be cool to see them, change some things for the better.
Now, listen, we all know right now, too, if you're a NASCAR fan, a car fan in general, one of the biggest things that's happening to NASCAR is the fact that in the ARCA series, that Cletus McFarlane is out there tearing it up now.
Hell
So,
yeah.
I mean, after he tears it up for a little bit in the ARCA series, and if they can get him, if he can get moved up, and if he wants to move up to the next level of NASCAR, I think that's going to be a really big thing for NASCAR, just because that's the main series is the one that you have a lot more eyes on. Don't get me wrong, you got a lot of eyes on the ARCA series, especially since you got Cletus McFarlane tearing it up. And I bet y'all didn't even know, or Slater might have known, but the what's his name? Frankie
Muniz.
Muniz. Yeah, I couldn't think of his last name to save my life. I didn't want to say it wrong. He's running in the truck series right now.
Yeah, he's been a professional racer for some years now.
Yeah, he's been tearing it up too, and he used to be a celebrity. So I think it's cool that we're seeing some of these celebrities.
He still is. He's still gonna. He's doing the Malcolm in the Middle reunion, the reboot thing.
Yeah.
In between.
So I mean, I think
series, whatever he's doing.
I think between if they can, with the lower races like the truck series and ARCA, if maybe a few more YouTubers come in or celebrities come in and say, hey, we want to be a race car driver too, and they take it serious too,
yeah,
then that could help draw more eyes to it. It's kind of like how golf is, right?
Yeah.
Golf is pretty big as is, standing alone, because you have your big names in golf right now, right? But you also bring in a lot more eyes whenever you include different YouTubers. because a lot of people that are watching these shorter videos are now coming over to check out what they're following on YouTube. They're watching their golfers from YouTube in these bigger series now. So
Well,
I think it's a cool
it's
idea.
It's like you got the same idea as I don't know if you ever heard of Destroying. He's a YouTuber. He does a lot of football content. I mean, that's predominantly his content is football, but he's been a famous YouTuber for a while. He even played. I mean, he played college football for UCF. He was their kicker. Then he went to play in Canada, and then he just did strictly YouTube for a while. And now he's doing YouTube, and he's also playing in the XFL or the USFL, whatever they call it now, the UFL.
Right.
Yeah, he plays for the Brahmas, the Bulls, whatever, the San Antonio Brahmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's their kicker now, so.
So, I mean, don't get wrong. So, back on topic, too, because what we was talking about is important to these sports. So don't get me wrong. But back to the original rumor that we have here. Remember, take this with a strong grain of salt if you are a NASCAR fan. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this is maybe, as of right now, especially, about a 5% chance of happening.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a long process to get to that point.
The thing is,
and
if they do a roof on it, they're gonna have to renovate too.
Yeah, they'll have to do a whole lot, I think, to that place before putting a roof on it. Or if they, and like I said too, they could just
build a new
make it. Well, either you could build a new track completely, or they might find a way, and this would be a crazy expensive thing, but they probably have the money, especially since they're bringing baseball in, to just build a literal canopy over it, just something that doesn't even touch the stadium, but just covers it. Wow. Right? So, kind of more so like in LA, how the Rams,
the Vikings stadium used to have. It used to be like a bit, like kind of how like a big white tarp in a way, kind of like how
no,
and all them have.
No, I mean like how out in LA you have this giant.
It's like a roof, but it's like see through and clear
roof over it, but at the same time it could just be held up by arches.
Yeah.
Along like the sides of it, so way it's not actually touching the stadium, and you don't have to update the stadium. You just have to build a completely new thing up and over it.
Right.
But like I said, I don't know how real this is. It was just a rumor that was thrown out there that I'd heard. Figured it'd be something fun to throw out there. Yeah, it's a cool idea, but I mean, unless you're planning on getting rid of...
Like you said, I just hope they don't fuck it up.
Well, yeah, I mean, the main thing at the end of the day, Bristol is meant for racing.
Yeah.
So, as long as they can keep the heart of what that arena is and Speedway is there for intact, that's all that matters. I think.
And they better keep goddamn the Bristol Christmas light show too. Like, I don't know if y'all ever went to it, but it's really fucking cool. And you get to drive on the track, and they have like a whole like Christmas village in the middle of the track and everything. So it's a really cool thing to be able to stand in the middle where all the trucks and shit normally go and get to like see the mass. Like, y'all don't realize how big Bristol is until you're like standing right in the middle of it and seeing all the way around you. So it's huge, and I just hope they keep that, because it's a thing that my family and I have done for the last so years. So.
Right. And another side note too, speaking of them bringing in baseball, I'm hoping that with the Braves and Reds playing up here in Bristol, I'm hoping that there's a big enough crowd here that they realize, hey, over in the MLB land, hey, maybe we should look at putting in an MLB team in Tennessee finally. I know it's been thrown around for ages, same as like out in Charlotte, but this could be something that I think should really happen
Yeah,
in the Tennessee area.
I agree. All
But
right.
anyways, other than that, is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or is that that?
I think that's that. I don't know anything else really.
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't really seen a whole lot else that I feel like saying.
Yeah, like I said, guys, we'll probably have a lot more Disney stuff coming up next Sunday due to Fantastic Four coming out finally. This will be the next big superhero movie of this year, and I expect it to do just as good or gooder than Superman. But we'll have to wait and see. Other than that, uh, don't forget to like, subscribe, share us out. Don't be afraid to grab your mammy's phone
Yep.
or your siblings' phones or their iPads. Hell, you can grab your little kid's iPad for all we care. Go out, subscribe to us on on other people's devices. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page. I would say our TikTok page and our X page, but I don't think we post that much on there.
No, not really.
Speaking of, I know we still haven't posted any of our walkthrough videos from the last con we were at.
Yeah, no, that's
So, well, I didn't know if that was something that I needed to remind you and Caleb of or what. So I just wanted to throw that out there to you, that be on the lookout for that coming through at some point. And also at some point, be on the lookout for our next theme park side episode.
We'll get that out probably next week. So
Hopefully, if we can remember. There's a lot to talk about
the only way
in the theme park world.
the only way that won't happen is if somehow Fantastic Four gets in the way of it, like going to see it or something like that. Because that's probably the day I'll have to go see it.
Well, and if it seems like we need to work around it, I think me and you can find a way to work around it.
Yeah, for sure.
But other than that, guys, that's it for us.
Yep.
Slater, sorry I took over that ending too. I know that you ain't feeling too great, so I'm trying to help you out here.
This is your channel too. I'm feeling better now, but it was like a momentarily, just my stomach flipped for a second for some reason type thing. But I'm all good now.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that's good to hear. But anyways, guys, we love you, and, well, some of us do. I sometimes don't. I'm just kidding. I don't know who listens to this. I don't know who you are. Who are you people? Anyways,
But now, guys,
I'll see you guys.
like Rich said, we'll see you guys later. And like, comment, subscribe, and leave us comments, man. Like, if you want to, DM us or whatever. However y'all want to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you guys. But we'll see you guys next week.